Turning to more international news, China, South Korea, and the United States today signed the Bodø Accords, a series of treaties and declarations that are meant to improve Chinese-American relations and coordinate efforts in the wake of North Korean maneuvers on the Korean Peninsula, which have, in recent years, now been against China on account of further economic sanctions applied by the Chinese against the North Koreans. For more on this recent international development, we now go live to Bodø, Norway, where our correspondent Finlay Clark has a report. Finlay?
Isaiah, roughly a couple of hours ago, the Bodø Accords were signed in this city, the product of more than a week of negotiations on the part of China and the United States. In a statement to the crowd, President Shawn Wells declared that the Bodø Accords would not only ensure lasting peace in East Asia, but it would also ensure, should tensions with North Korea spiral out of control, that China would work with America to curtail North Korea's aggressive behaviour.
What exactly are the terms of the Accords?
Under the terms of the Bodø Accords, in exchange for acceptance of a future United Republic of Korea, should it come to that, America would acquiesce to the continual building of artificial islands, including militarization of some of these, in the South China Sea on the Spratly Island chain, something that both the former Llewellyn and current Wells administrations were vehemently against. Additionally, South Korea and China agreed that, in the event of unification, all of what would be North Korea would become demilitarized. As for the military cooperation and other issues, the terms of the agreement effectively ensured a non-aggression pact between the United States and China, further military cooperation, and a decree that China would respect Macau and Hong Kong's administrative and economic systems, something that had been claimed to have been violated during the 2019 to 2020 Hong Kong extradition bill crisis and the 2023 Chinese IRA intervention.
From what I've heard, this sounds like an awful amount of compromises by both sides. How exactly are the Chinese and American governments reacting respectively?
The treaties signed are expected to be ratified in Congress, but it's believed that much of the conservatives in the government believe that this is a sacrifice of American influence in Asia, with many pointing out the potential cost of Filipino-American relations, and are expected to put up stiff resistance. However, with the ruling Democratic Socialist PDP Laban Party in the Philippines having recently shown a willingness to work with China over the Spratlys after China's socioeconomic reforms, geopolitical experts believe that the Accords will not greatly affect Filipino-American relations, if at all. As for the Chinese, while the Communist Party still has a nominal leadership role, developments in China since the IRA outbreak 5 years ago, such as the 15th National People's Congress becoming more moderate in the wake of political and socio-economic reforms meant to deal with mass unrest during and after the IRA pandemic, have left hardliner Xi Jinping in the uncomfortable position of being forced to work with the reformers Democratic Socialists in the United Front coalition after their mass gains in seats during this year's elections. With that in mind, the treaties will likely also be ratified, as much as Jinping and his faction may be against it.
Okay, thank you Finlay. Keep in touch.
Will do.
Whether the current cordial relationship between the United States and China will continue for the foreseeable future remains to be seen. However, that being said, it does appear as if, for all the troubles occurring in Eastern Europe, East Asia may be spared from such a fate.